All right. Well, welcome back to the final word. We took a brief hiatus for a couple of months here, and we're now on our third co-host. So clearly, this show is just, extremely successful. Everyone really loves doing it, and we'll see how many episodes we could do with Jordan. Jordan, welcome to the final word.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to several episodes of
Yeah,
chatting. So I'm
I
excited.
I am too. You seem excited. I'm excited. Just briefly, you are the third host of this. I think I mentioned off of the podcast we talked shortly about this. I think there were multiple reasons why the other hosts necessarily didn't work out. Everyone still is friends. It's just, people have lives, it gets difficult. But I think the main reason, and this could just be completely in my head, but it was sort of a theme around conversation sometimes where I think talking about death was just too much for them. They didn't enjoy the amount of death talk and I don't think they factored that in when accepting the role. So hopefully you're comfortable with hours of death talk.
There's a lot of things I'm afraid of, but talking about death actually brings me a lot of comfort around the subject anyway. So
Okay. All right. And
it's
look,
exciting.
if you end up quitting like everyone else, this show is done. I will never do it again. This is the
Don't
last
say that.
this is the last time I'm going to give this, and I love this show. I love being able to do an episode with a co-host and have more freedom to talk and not have to interview someone, and we could talk about more pop culture topical things, still death related or not so death related. I'm okay with going off topic and having other discussions. But yeah, if this doesn't work out, I won't quit the whole podcast. I'll keep doing the other episodes, but I will burn this production to the ground if you quit. So no pressure or anything.
Well, I'm committed. So I'm like, I hope you can handle me. I hope you don't get sick of me.
All
So
right,
I'm
that's
here. I'm committed. Yeah, I'm
I'm not
excited.
I'm not sick of you yet, and I don't think I will be. And you do have your own episode. We did an interview. I interviewed you for the podcast, and depending on timelines, it's probably out already if you're listening to this right now. So go listen. If you haven't, go listen to Jordan's full episode. That was great, and yeah, you were so good that now I forced you to come back, and here we are. So,
Well, thank you. Like I said, I really am so excited to be here. I'm a yapper, and anything weird, different, or like maybe even something that you're not really supposed to talk about, I love going there and like pushing it. So,
I am also a fan of oversharing,
yes,
making
that
things
is
uncomfortable. I'm a big
right.
fan.
Direct questions. Over, yes, oversharing, huge.
Yeah, yeah, big fan of all that stuff. So I think will be a good fit. I'm excited to get into some of these topics we have. The first story that we have here is involving Jesse Eisenberg. He is an actor and a director, and he was in movies like Zombieland and The Social Network,
Mhm.
and there was that one movie with Culkin that was pretty good. Uh, what else? All kinds of great stuff. You just if you don't know who he is,
You know,
Google. You know him.
the social network. He was Zuckerberg.
Yeah, yeah. Zombieland. I said that already. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Zombieland,
But
great.
great movie. All right. So he announced randomly on it was like the Today Show or something. Out of nowhere, he just tells them that he is donating one of his kidneys to a complete stranger. Apparently, he's been a long time blood donor and somehow decided to jump from donating blood to kidneys, which just completely blows my mind. I'm assuming I just saw the clip, so I'm guessing there must have been some reason for him to have brought it up, maybe in the conversation, maybe not. I don't know, but for him to say, "Oh well, I've been donating blood for a long time," I just don't see how you jump from donating blood. I've donated blood. I've never thought about
Right.
donating a kidney.
An organ.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if like maybe someone in his family or maybe he's been affected by that one way or another.
Yeah.
But in that article, he kind of talks about how, which this brings me back to an episode of Grey's Anatomy where they call it a domino surgery, where one person for this family wasn't a donor for their own dad, but maybe they were a donor for somebody else's dad.
Mhm.
And then that dad's wife is a donor for this guy's cousin. And so it just becomes a domino effect. And I think he mentions in that article too that that was kind of the idea. So I don't know, like you said, I don't know how you go from agreeing to donate blood to then relinquishing an entire kidney.
To a
Um,
complete stranger too, which
right,
is
to a
like,
complete stranger, and you have no skin in the game yourself if
yeah.
he has no,
If he was like, oh, I'm my uncle, my dad needs a kidney, and he
right.
said that, I don't even think this would be a. I mean, it would be a story, but I don't think it would be as big of a story or nearly as surprising. I think him giving a kidney to a relative is like, oh wow, that's incredibly generous of him
Of
and
course you're
brave,
going
and
to,
it's like
right.
that's so great. But when you say I'm just doing it, and it is brave, I think, and he says in the article too, apparently it's an incredibly safe procedure, which I
Mhm.
mean, I okay, I guess, but you're still having like legitimate surgery. They're removing a piece of you.
As an addict, it's like, or a former, I'm
Yeah.
sober now, but when I think like, what happens if something happens to the other kidney? But
Yeah,
maybe if you're already in that position, you're living a life that's like so healthy, or they can make some sort of judgment, based on your lifestyle.
yeah,
I'm
maybe
sure
I'm
there's
sure they
something.
probably run tests on you and make sure everything else is functioning properly before they just pull something out.
Right.
But you're still right. Yeah, of course. Who knows? 10 years from now, something could happen. And then, yeah, then it's the domino effect of somebody's got to donate a kidney to him now.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder how many other people like Jesse Eisenberg are just randomly donating organs, which I mean, of course, it's an incredible thing. I don't mean to like say it flippantly, but I wonder how common that in itself is and what prompted him,
Well,
if not just donating blood, then what?
I was on a first date once and we were having breakfast. eh, Breakfast first date, by the way.
Okay, I was about to say,
I don't know how that happened. Now that I'm thinking back on it, it is kind of strange. I don't know. I love breakfast. Maybe that's why. Either way, we were having breakfast and she told me during breakfast that she donated a kidney to a stranger.
my jaw's on the floor.
And I,
Excuse me?
and
Did she
I
say why?
just same as Eisenberg. It was just like she just felt like she needed to do it. She wanted to help somebody who needed help.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm a pretty cynical person, and you're on a first date, so you're like trying to like. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like, "What? Are you fucking crazy?" Like,
Right.
you're just like, "Oh my god, that's incredible." But yeah, I still was like, "You did what? You gave who?
Rob,
Like that's crazy."
I am with you. I am a little bit cynical too. So I think if someone had told, I would have assumed that they were joking.
Oh, I
I think I
yeah,
would
I
have been
definitely
like,
didn't think it was
oh, okay,
serious.
well, can I give you 5K for the, I don't know, like some stupid remark that would lead to no second date. But I mean,
Yeah.
and I wonder how she expected you to respond or like thought you would respond.
Also, I don't remember how it came up. It did feel a little braggy because I don't
Mm.
know how it would have come up in conversation for her to tell me that she donated a kidney to
Yeah.
somebody. I'm like eating a waffle, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, by the way," like it must.
Well, and it's breakfast. You're not drinking. Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know,
No,
but
no, I don't think we were drinking,
yeah.
but yeah, I remember thinking it was obviously surprising, but I also I have somewhat of a memory. This is years ago, but I remember having some sort of memory of being like that was sort of like out of left field almost. Like where did like
Right.
I get wanting to tell people, I feel like if I donated a kidney, I'd like
Oh.
get t-shirts made.
Yeah, I'd
I'd
be
have,
wearing a sign, a bumper sticker, honk if you love me.
yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I get
I'm a
why.
hero.
And I think in this article with Eisenberg too, he mentions the shortage that there's over
Right.
90,000 people just in the United States that are currently waiting for kidney transplants. I mean, 90,000 people, that's
Sheesh.
so many people that need a kidney. There was just a story in the news not that long ago. I believe it was an NFL player who died waiting on the I don't know if it was kidney, but he died
Mhm.
waiting on a transplant list. And I thought
Gosh.
that was so interesting too, because you just assume, right? Like he's this big, famous, like successful NFL player. It's like
Right.
if anybody could get like bumped on the
Yeah, buy your
transplant list,
way in.
yeah, I'm like if that guy literally died waiting, it's like if the average person is totally fucked. Like imagine being 90, the
Yeah.
fucking 90,001 person.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just so stupid, or like I've only ever watched Grey's Anatomy in my life to get
Yeah.
any sort of idea of what goes on in the medical world. But I think it varies from hospital to hospital. So at this hospital, you're number one on the transplant list, but on this hospital, you're not on the transplant. I actually have no idea if that's true or
No,
not.
that's interesting though,
But
because
it's like, right. So how do you,
yeah, you could be like high up on like the as a whole, the United States as a whole.
right,
You could be
right.
high up, but there could still be like people ahead of you in like that hospital or whatever.
Or emergent cases where
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you've
yeah,
got
yeah.
two people on the table and you have to make a choice right then and there. I just can't even imagine. But I mean, and again, it's great people like Jesse Eisenberg donating an entire kidney, but then I wonder what are the side effects afterwards, especially if you have no skin in the game, like mentally too, not just even physically. You're down a kidney, obviously,
Well,
but
yeah.
like,
It's
where
just
does your mind go? What does that person who accepts the kidney? And that's a whole nother thing, like putting someone else's organ into your body
yeah.
and like your body accepting it and the whole, you know,
I think I am an organ donor. If I get
me too.
sideswiped by a bus or whatever,
Right.
I love the idea of like a piece of me sticking around a little bit longer and going to somebody else.
Absolutely.
But I just don't think, and I don't think this makes me a bad person, but I just don't think I could willingly give a stranger my kidney. I think I would even have a hard time giving it to somebody I knew. I honestly don't know if I would even
No,
be
Rob,
able to do
I
that.
think I would too. I think I would have a really, really hard time with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think about Selena Gomez,
Yeah.
who her several years ago had a kidney transplant.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
yes, she got a kidney from a friend. They're no longer friends anymore. I mean, what the
See,
hell are you talking about? Like,
that's wild
girl, you
too.
better
Yeah.
pretend or
Yeah.
something, or I'm taking it back. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, that would just enrage me. And on both ends, then you've got,
Do we know why they aren't friends anymore?
I don't, I think maybe
How
just
could
like
you
a,
be so
right.
close enough to donate a kidney and whatever insignificant problem you can't solve that in a
Yeah,
friend?
you've
That's
got me
crazy.
inside of you forever, girl, and you're welcome.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, right. And maybe you get like enough satisfaction just from like saving a life. But, and maybe I'm so petty and selfish that I'm like, that's not enough. I won't,
It's not even like
I don't know.
it. I just have you had like any sort of major surgery before?
No, knock on wood, I've not. I have a heart murmur, so there's a little hole in my heart. And
Yeah.
so I am concerned about that. But I mean, it's not a, no,
Yeah. Okay.
no
So
real
I mean,
medical issues.
I made it 36 years without ever. I had my tonsils out. That doesn't.
Okay.
I was a child. That doesn't really count. I barely remember it. But I broke my leg 2 years ago, and I did. There's a whole podcast about it. I don't need to get into the whole thing. There's a whole episode you could go and listen to about it. But it was a 6 hour surgery. I snapped my fibula in half and
Oh,
broke a bunch of bones on the right side of my ankle. So they had to cut open both sides of my leg. It's 6.5 hour surgery. Absolutely brutal. All the bones moved when I broke it. So
oh,
before surgery, they have to literally put the bones back in place. So they literally just squeeze your leg and move the bones in place. I mean, it was a nightmare. And 3 months later, through the recovery of the surgery, I find out I have a surgical infection. And now all of the metal that's in my leg from surgery is infected. So now I go see this like infectious disease nurse, and there's a point to me repeating all this. I'll get there very soon. And I go see this infectious disease nurse, and I get a thing called a tunnel wound, which is basically it's a hole in your leg like the size of the tip of your pinky, and it's a tunnel. It goes straight. They used to be able to put a metal like rod in my leg and tap my bone.
My.
I could have gotten I could have gotten sepsis. I could have so eventually, after trying a million different things to heal the tunnel wound, nothing works. I go back into another appointment. The doctor takes one look at my leg, and he goes, "You got to go to the emergency room right now." I go to the emergency room. They start flipping out. I'm in the hospital for 7 days.
Oh my God.
I'm getting like insane antibiotics, IV antibiotics. And then, of course, I find out I have to have surgery again, and they have to cut back open my fucking leg and take all the metal out because it's all infected. So what I'm getting at here is that being in the hospital fucking blows. Surgery is a goddamn nightmare. I don't know, 50 something stitches in my leg. I don't know how.
Oh my God.
So it's just like, I just couldn't imagine. Obviously, I never want to do any of that ever again. The idea of even going to a hospital, just even getting my blood drawn now sucks because I spent 7 days getting woken up at like 4 a.m.
Right.
to take my blood. I mean, it's just like being in the hospital fucking blows. And he's like, I'm a wealthy, famous actor, director. I'm just gonna get sliced open and spend, I don't know, maybe a day or two. It's just, I can't imagine. I just don't believe he's that good of a person. It's just so crazy.
No,
Really
I'm like, why would you do that? Like you said, the risk, like, and the risk versus the reward. Like, ultimately, what reward are you getting besides being
from the kidney surgery?
Absolutely. Or the other person not even take the kidney. I mean, what is the skin in the game that would
Yeah, it's crazy.
allow you to like put yourself in that vulnerable of a position? Because even just as humans, we have like defenses internally that do not allow us to do certain things. And I feel like taking an organ out of your body is one of those things that you are going to fight with every fiber, unless of course there's a child or there's skin in the game. Right. So
yeah. And even then, it's
in the hell would compel you, which good for him and not knocking him. But
yeah, I mean, look,
whatever. But
it really just does come down to that. Clearly, Jesse Eisenberg is an incredibly generous person. It's absolutely worth that he would do something like that. And it is, I guess, hopefully inspiring other people to do the same thing. I mean, look, people jump out of airplanes, people join the military and go to like. There's plenty of things I would never do that other people are doing all the time.
People are doing a lot more for a lot less. Absolutely. Every single day. Yeah.
It's like maybe he inspires other people, like my breakfast date, to
well, and thank God for her too.
Yeah, no, look, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I don't know what she's doing now. I'm sure she's
good luck to her. Thoughts and prayers, but
yeah, hopefully that one kidney she has is still operating appropriately. But I mean, yeah, so maybe he does. People see this and he inspires other people to do the same thing because clearly we need it. 90,000 people just in America is wild to be waiting for a kidney. And then I feel like we've officially or we've covered this to the proper degree here, but just briefly too, it just makes me think like, is there not some science? Like, why are we not just why don't we have organ farms yet? How are we not just 3D printing fucking kidneys already? Like, come on. I see crazy shit on the internet that scientists are doing all the time. We gave a guy a pig heart and he lived for like 3 months, I think. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's better than none.
What are we doing here? We got to figure that out. All right, so the next story that we have here is about Julia Fox. I don't know Julia Fox. I've seen her on the internet before. I don't know. Is she an actress? What does she do? Do we know what she does?
Yes, Uncut Gems. I think she was in something else and she dated Kanye.
Okay, yeah.
Or a year or so ago. I'm not quite sure. But that's how she came into my world.
So she dressed up on Halloween, and I am aware it's the middle of November that we're recording this, but hey, it's with slim pickings on these topics sometimes. We gotta do what we can over here. But it's also, I think it's an interesting conversation. She dressed up on Halloween as Jackie Kennedy in the blood-stained pink suit from the day that her husband was politely asked to leave the world. He was assassinated. There's video of it. It's wild. She like crawls after his brains at one point. Did you see that? It's
Right.
wild.
Oh yeah, and I grew up in the FW area, so I've like been to
Oh, you're
yeah, I
close.
grew up in Dallas, right, like 20
Got
minutes
it.
from Dallas. So I've
Oh, yeah.
been to the grassy knoll and I've seen it all. It's so and Lee Harvey Oswald was actually buried in the cemetery behind the home I grew up in. So
Whoa.
we it was like a school project to go see his grave, and it's not there anymore. It's unmarked now. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so how crazy. What a small,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, little weird connection. But yeah, I did see that she
So
she
okay, and
dressed
then
up as
yeah.
Jackie Kennedy, crazy bitch, but
I mean, it's a bold choice,
absolutely.
I don't know that relevant. I mean, what he was killed in the 60s? What
Right.
year?
And I wonder what her like maybe she was wanting to stir something up, or I don't know. It was I'm like wondering if there's some significant anniversary coming up. I don't think there is.
Yeah, so they of course it became a news story or at least an internet story. I don't know if they were covering it on the actual. I don't think CNN covered it, but it became a topic on the internet as things do. And big surprise, everybody has an opinion, and I don't necessarily know if I have an opinion. I've got a take on it, I guess. Is that the same thing? Is it opinion?
I don't know, yeah. What's your take? And then we'll
I
decide if
got.
it's
I
an
think.
opinion or not.
I mean, look. So she, of course, addressed the internet about it, and her quote was basically saying she dresses Jackie Kennedy not as a costume, but as a statement, and she framed the outfit as symbolizing beauty and horror. Poise and devastation. First of all, I don't even know what that means. It's
Likewise.
not a costume. You wore it on Halloween. That makes it a fucking costume.
Right. Yeah. No, that actually exclusively makes it a costume. And so I think she's also like a polarizing person. I
Yeah.
kind of think that she almost is like living in satire almost. Like I think she just likes messing with people and the media and seeing what
Yeah.
she can get away with, which I love people like that. I think the crazier, the better, the more polarizing, the more entertaining. I mean,
Yeah.
now I want these, people in my like day to day? Certainly not. But are they fun to watch? Is that what I find interesting? Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I think she's kind of full of shit with her, of course, with her, poise and da da da. But it is interesting to talk about. And now, here we are.
yeah, and agreed. I love the crazy people. I love
Me
the
too.
the people that sort of just march to the beat of their own drum. I'm a big fan. You live your life. We probably only get to do this one time, so be fucking weird. I'm into
Yes.
it.
Do what you want to do,
Yeah,
but stand by it.
totally. And it seems like she did. She also said people were accusing her of glorifying political violence, which is crazy because it's like like you said, she dated Kanye. I don't know if she really is in the realm of being able to have an effect on political violence. I don't think
Right.
anyone's plotting an assassination attempt because of her Halloween costume. She also said that it was a tribute to Jackie Kennedy, which is like
Um,
all right, Jackie Kennedy is 6 feet in the ground, ma'am. I don't think she's going to really get any sort of appreciation out of your costume. But what I thought was interesting is she said it was a tribute to Jackie because of her refusal to change out of her Bloodsaints suit during. So she was interviewed, obviously, and
right.
she kept. They were like, please go change, like
Mhm.
and she refused to, which is such a baller move. I love that.
Totally. Yeah,
Like
I think she's a
she's
total
like,
badass saying, no, you're
yeah,
going to look at what
yeah.
what has happened.
I
You
just
to
had to.
see what has, yeah. She's a bad
Yeah.
bitch
Yeah, that shit rules.
for that.
Like you're saying, I just went through like the most horrific thing that could possibly ever happen to me. People need to see this. Like people
Right.
need to see what happened to me, and to go on television and wear that is incredible. And dressing up like her on Halloween isn't brave. Not to say I think she was trying to be. She's making a statement. Whatever. So I guess yeah. My opinion is odd choice for Halloween costume, but creative. Definitely creative. Nobody, she didn't have to worry about anyone else wearing the same costume as her. That's
No, she did. And she honestly, she really did look great. I saw photos.
oh
She
yeah,
did look great. She's a beautiful person in general, and she is very striking looking as it is. Like she's kind of different look, or at least to me. So when I look at her, I'm it's always kind of like, what's going on there? And then she's in this polarizing costume saying kind of this bullshit, which we all kind of know is bullshit. And I think that's kind of her thing too, is that like I think she kind of writes things off like, oh, that's just Julia, just a little off the
yeah,
wall,
right.
which I kind of like people like that too. I think it's kind of, nothing's ever taken too seriously, which, like you were saying at the top of this, we kind of have to live that way, especially when we're talking about heavy shit like organ donation and assassinations. So,
It is just a silly Halloween costume. Whether she wants to try and
right.
say that it's a political statement or a tribute or all these other things, it's like, okay, fine. If
Yeah,
she,
whatever, girl.
if she,
Okay, girl.
yeah, if she was like getting a tour of the grassy knoll and she was dressed like that, I feel like that would maybe not be as appropriate. But you
Get
get
a
a
little
you
more
kind of yeah,
distasteful,
yeah
but
you kind of get a pass for Halloween, and it's like it's just obviously the time has passed. I don't think anyone's talking about this anymore, but it is just so interesting, and obviously it's just very much the internet culture. I don't think the typical American who just like works a job and just like comes home and puts on.
right.
They have no idea this ever even happened.
Exactly. And now I am addicted to TikTok, so I know, and
Sure.
we're talking death anyway, so it's
Yeah.
in our
That's
realm. But
appropriate. Yeah, JFK is it's obviously still something that
yeah,
is incredibly relevant still, which is so wild. And then also, I mean, I don't have a ton of info to even get into this, but it's worth mentioning just again because of the topic and whatever. But why does everyone that's a Kennedy die? Like they all die. It's so crazy.
right.
I'm
Well, that's a whole, oh, we could do a whole
that's
episode on the
yeah,
Kennedys. What did they do? Who did they wrong? What witch has put a spell on them that
it's
I don't know.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that so many of them die. I watched this documentary not too long ago about John F. Kennedy Jr. And of
Mhm.
course, he was another Kennedy, died young. I think he was
Mhm.
like 38 when he died or something. Plane crash. Him and his, just fresh,
Jeez.
wife. And, they, of course, cover where you're like, well, they apparently they told him he shouldn't be flying. It was like foggy, bad weather, and he did it anyway. So it's like, all right, maybe that's. But it's so crazy how many of them die, and you get to be a part of this like kind of iconic family,
Yes.
but
That just
you
keeps on.
you only get to live like 30 years, but none of them make it past. I mean,
And it's going to be brutal when you go.
yeah, yeah. Jackie
Like,
Kennedy,
not
I
even
think
just that.
she
Yeah.
lived. Yeah, I think she lived the longest. She died of cancer, but she was, I think she might have the record right now. I don't know how old. I don't know how old RFK is, but now that guy, I don't know. He'll probably live forever. All right.
That's
So
his curse.
yeah, yeah. Or it's the voice. The voice might be the first. They're all bad. Um. So I don't know. Shout out Julia Fox. I can't wait to see what
Exactly.
she wears for Halloween next year.
Love it. Love the polarizing look. The kind of
What would be a good costume for her next year if we stayed on theme? Maybe
I
she'll dress up as OJ, maybe,
yes.
or
Or not to
Nicole
be
Kidman.
insensitive, Kobe. I don't know. I don't know. Again,
She would be
you
the
don't label her
helicopter.
insensitive, but
She would dress up. She'd like have some hat with like a propeller on her.
yeah.
She'd be like, "I'm making a statement about, helicopters and the fog in Los Angeles." Either way, I can't wait to see what she does next. Very
Likewise, I love watching her. She's so entertaining. Either way, she's going to entertain me and I'm going to consume it and
yeah.
probably like it.
All right. So we had this other story, and I think we're going to kill it. But the point of the story, and it's just worth mentioning, apparently, a millennial Americans are dying much quicker than everyone else on the planet. Like millennials are just dying.
Yes.
It's like 2 out of every 3 deaths in young adults could be considered avoidable, but for whatever reason, here in America, we're all dying. Like I think it was, what is it? Ages 25 to 44
Right.
are dying significantly at a significantly higher rate than their counterparts in other wealthy nations. About 62% of deaths in that age range are excess, meaning they likely wouldn't have happened if those Americans lived elsewhere. So apparently, get the fuck out of America if you want to. If you want to,
Yeah, that's kind of
if you want to see.
shocking.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I don't know. Maybe we can talk about it for a minute. It got my attention because it is crazy, right? It's like 62%
Absolutely.
are avoidable deaths, overdose, car crash,
Mhm.
liver disease. I think there's multiple reasons for this, and they sort of list some of them in here. The healthcare system is failing us is I think a big one.
Mhm.
Gen Z is like not into drinking.
Partying, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like it's
They don't
not.
even care.
Yeah, and we were drinking, vodka Red Bulls, and what were those?
Four Locos.
Yes, Four
Oh my
Locos.
God, I used to drink those. Yeah, exactly. At my canning salon job. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
how.
I mean, we walked so that you could enjoy your hard seltzers and all that other
That's
bullshit.
yes.
We had to shotgun Four Locos just so that you
Liquid
guys,
cocaine.
yeah, so you can have a White Claw. So I do think that, yeah, the excess drinking, or is probably a part of it. Not going to the doctor is a part of it. Not being able to
Huge.
go to the doctor is a part of it. And I think it's the food too, right? It's like
Yeah.
you always the thing I hear constantly is, oh, I went to Italy and I ate pasta for 10 days and I lost 5 pounds. And you're like,
Right. There's no
well,
gluten.
what's in our food? And it's kind of true though. It does really seem like,
Yeah.
and obviously it's your decision to eat what you want, but yeah, the processed food. Anytime I see like a sealed food product, and it's like, oh, this will last 3 months as long as I just don't open it. That does like that shouldn't. Why is it able to last that long? And then you see shit like the guy who forgot about a McDonald's cheeseburger in like his jacket pocket for like 10 years,
Right.
and then found it in the
Stays
burger and
perfectly
looks
intact.
exactly the same. You're like, man, they are just pumping our food full of chemicals, and then we're just ingesting it. Microplastics. I mean, all I think about every time I drink anything is I'm just chugging plastic at this point. So
Yeah, the
we're
sugar,
yeah,
which is like cancer.
yeah, we're all fucked. Diet sodas. I mean, it's just a nightmare. But I think it's not all to blame, and yeah, apparently all I got out of this was we need to leave America if we want to live longer. Get the fuck out of America. Go somewhere else that has free health care and
Yeah.
not
Take
insane
care of
process.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Stop having
Like you
to use
actually have
the-
to. That's something I'm learning in my adulthood is I'm the one who has to decide to go to the doctor and the dentist and the da 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 da.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
It
But
does suck. I got my blood pressure monitor under my desk right here. I don't want to be the guy who's checking his fucking blood pressure, but I've got a mom who's had almost 2 aortic aneurysms explode,
wow.
and possibly caused by high blood pressure. The woman's had high blood pressure her whole life, and it can be inherited. It's genetic, whatever the term is. So now I'm just like, cool. I guess I just get to sit here and wait for the aneurysm to explode in my back. So yeah, I got to make sure my blood pressure doesn't get high. And yeah, you do need to take care of yourself and go into the doctor blows. And I'm overdue. I got to go get blood work
No,
done.
same. Yeah, that's not to say that I'm doing these things, but
Yeah, all of you should.
yeah, everyone else
I will
should.
not. Yeah, I'm gonna take another puff off of this vape that I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
totally
that's
healthy.
another thing I was going to bring up the vaping because
That's a
me
great
too,
one.
Ross.
Oh,
I know better. It's
yeah.
the vaping. It's got to be so bad. But anywho,
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, so
well, exactly. I used to sleep in the same bed as a pack of cigarettes that I'd already smoked, so I'm not above any of these.
I'm if I make it to 60, I'd be fucking thrilled. But yeah, that story's just wild. And if it's interesting, there's more info. It's the article was on Slate. I believe it was Slate. Just Google, young
Yeah.
adults, America death or whatever. Read the art, check out the article. It is really interesting. There's links to like more in depth
Yeah,
information
there's a lot of
about
good
it. Yeah.
information.
So if you're curious about that, go check that out. But I just don't think it's we've been already going where I think we're getting pulling in like 40 minutes here, which is kind of the sweet spot. I think that's we're gonna. I know we
Perfect.
still had one more, but we'll save that for the next.
Yeah, we can save that for any time.
Yeah, well, there'll be monthly episodes, and I have
Yeah.
no idea when this episode is coming out because we got stuff going on. So whenever this is out, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening.